Welcome to the Real Estate Marketing Podcast. My name is Jerome Lewis. I'm your host for today. The Real Estate Marketing Podcast is a podcast where we talk marketing, tech, business, and leadership. We talk these things for real estate agents, real estate investors, and real estate entrepreneurs. The Real Estate Marketing Podcast is a podcast that has two purposes. Purpose number one, to educate and inform our audience and listeners. Purpose number two, Carla, to spotlight you, your business, your service, or your product in a way that provides value to you, including market exposure and content creation. With that, we have a special guest, Carla Eley. Carla Eley is a highly experienced and knowledgeable insurance professional who has been in the industry for over 6 years. She is the proud owner of Eley Insurance Agency, an independent insurance agency that has been serving the community of Philadelphia for 6 years. Carla's agency offers a wide range of insurance products to meet the diverse needs of her clients. With a background in auto underwriting, insurance sales, and insurance underwriting, Carla is well equipped to assist her clients in finding the coverage that best fits their individual needs. She is fully licensed and has been serving clients since 2010. I think that's incorrect. Her deep
Yes,
understanding of the insurance industry, is that correct?
that is 13 years I've been
Okay.
fully licensed.
Awesome. Since 2010. Her
Yeah.
deep understanding of the insurance industry combined with her commitment to educating people about insurance sets her apart from others in her field. At Eley Insurance, Carla's focus is on providing personalized and comprehensive insurance services to her clients. She has built a strong reputation for excellence and integrity, with 99% of her business coming from referrals. Carla is dedicated to helping her clients navigate the complex world of insurance and to finding the best coverage options for their specific needs. Carla, I'm excited to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Yes. I'm greatly humbled to be here. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast, Jerome.
You're very welcome. So we're going to talk about insurance today, and we're going to talk about the importance of insurance, why we need insurance, because I know a lot of people have reservations to insurance, but it's highly important to your business, right? As well as your personal life. With that, before we go there, let's talk about Carla. Carla, tell us how you got into insurance. Like, what's your story? What does that look like?
Okay. Yes. So I got into the insurance industry in 2010. I guess I'm about to give my age, which I don't necessarily do often, but it was in January. No, it was actually when I was a junior in college, because even back in high school, I thought I was going to be a realtor because I already knew that I had what it takes to work hard, make money. So I said, you know what, in high school, I just thought, I'm going to be a realtor. I'm going to work my behind off and get paid. Everyone needs a house. And then when I was in college, the market crashed. So it was a time when I was a junior where I was like, okay, the market has crashed. Not everybody needs a house because, it's not that much of a need, especially when a market crashes. You have to adhere to the market and people wait things out. So I said, okay, what's something else that I can do where I can get paid off of my hard work, but it's something that people need. And it wasn't until I was a junior in college that I said, okay, I'm going to go into the insurance field. So once I had my mind made up, I went to the nearest insurance agent who was a State Farm agent. Shout out to Phil Hill in Dover, Delaware. I went to Delaware State University. Shout out to my fellow Hornets. But so I went to the nearest State Farm agency and I said, I introduced myself to Phil. I said, hi, I want to do insurance. I will volunteer for, volunteer. I just want to soak in the information. I want to attain the information in the insurance industry. So he said, okay, you can come work for me, not for free. I'm going to pay you. So I did that during my junior year. Since then, I worked for I worked for 3 prior State Farm agents. So I have a little know-how with State Farm products. I worked for a prior Allstate agent, and I worked for a prior independent agent. So that was my first entry into insurance sales. And in 2010, I got fully licensed in auto, property, health, life. And now my agency, we sell all products. It's just not health insurance.
Thank you. So from your perspective, like insurance, it sounds like if I'm being honest, like to me, it's like, what does that even mean? What? So, in your own words, like simplify. Like if I'm like, I don't know anything, what is insurance, and why do we need insurance?
Right. And that's a great question, Jerome. So insurance is to indemnify you, and I hope I said that correctly. I think I
Yeah,
did.
indemnify, but what does that mean?
Okay, yep, and I'm going to explain. So
Okay.
it's insurance is to indemnify you. So basically, insurance just comes down to is to put you back in the financial position that you were in prior to the loss. And in this world, in this country, it's risk every day. Every day we are navigating risk. Whether, we wake up, we go outside, we have the risk of getting into an auto accident. We have a risk of our properties being burnt down, or, some type of, damage to our property. Even ourselves, the risk of us going out and being injured, and that's health insurance, or being killed, life insurance. So insurance is all about, like I said, putting you back in the financial position that you were in prior to the loss. When it comes to life insurance, shall you die, it's going to put your loved ones back if you get the proper coverage, it's going to put your loved ones back in the financial position that they were in prior to the loss. So, it's so unfortunate. And as a Black woman, certain things weren't afforded to us in the past when it comes to different life insurance products and just different insurance products, or just insurance in general. So I do come across people who kind of still have that old way of thinking of, oh, insurance isn't going to pay out. Insurance isn't for us. If I get life insurance, they're not going to pay out. Insurance is for everybody. Insurance is an equal opportunity. They don't discriminate. All right. It's not like it used to be. And one thing, most importantly, that we always try to educate people is the importance of getting life insurance and getting it early. Because, we always talk about real estate being a easy way to build wealth, but life insurance is one of the easiest ways to build wealth because you don't really need a lot of money to do it. If you start it early, while you're young, while you're healthy, you can get a huge amount of life insurance. And this is what we need to start thinking about, because Black people, we are on the rise of getting life insurance. The numbers have increased, so that's great. But are we getting enough coverage? And we aren't. We're just getting enough for burial. And that's great too. Good. Because we need to stop putting our loved ones in debt to bury them. Like, a lot of people are the key person of people. Like this one guy, he's the key person of his mom. So he had to bury his mom. He was the key person of his aunt. He had to bury his aunt. They didn't have life insurance. It kept putting him deeper in debt. So it's important to have.
Thank you. You mentioned some of the, like, I guess, like false beliefs that people have, like it's not for me. One of the ones that I said is like, why do you need insurance? So can you tell me why people have those beliefs? Where do they stem from?
Right. So you know what? People have all kind of experiences with insurance, whether they go through a company and maybe the company doesn't pay out for whatever reason. I read a lot on different insurance cases in court because insurance companies do go to court all the time. People are taking insurance companies to court, and I'm not going to speak bad on any insurance company, but if you ever feel that you were done wrong by an insurance company, there is something that you can do about it. So I don't know if maybe people are just going off for experiences, other people's experiences, them having a claim and it not being covered. First, you need to know what you're covered for, and things like that. But in my agency, we don't get any pushback. We make sure the customer knows exactly what they're getting, and you have a contract. So if it says this is what you're covered for, this is what you're covered for. If for any reason you feel that you deserve more money than what was paid out to you, then there are things that you can do about it. So the courts are sometimes in your favor. So again, hopefully people change their perception on insurance, and just know that, you should get it to cover every parts of your lives. Even celebrities, basketball players, they get insurance to cover their legs. If something was to happen to them and they couldn't, it no longer perform, they get insurance for those things. Even I heard Kim Kardashian, she had insurance. Oh no, J-Lo has insurance for her baby or something like that. So it's, insurance is like the type of policies that you can get is, it varies, but everyone pretty much that can afford it, smart people, are getting insurance to cover every part of their lives because they understand how important it is. And they know that if I have a claim, I don't want to have to spend my money. I want to spend the insurance money because, insurance is also there to protect your assets and so forth.
Thank you. How can I start edging if I'm like new and I'm like, okay, Carla's make a lot of sense. I just listened to this podcast, but I want to learn more. How can I start educating myself on what insurance is? Like, where would I go? Where do I start?
Thank you. So you can go onto our website at eleyinsurance.com. Sign up for a monthly newsletter in which we're always educating people about different insurance products. And it's not to sell you. Believe me, I didn't come in this business to sell anybody. I came in this business to be a service to people. And I knew that by doing that, things were going to be attracted my way. So we're not trying to sell you or anything. We're just trying to educate you on insurance. So sign up for our newsletter or go onto our website at eleyinsurance.com, ELEY insurance.com. And, you can get some information on different insurance products that are out there on the market. We are always trying to do workshops since day one, since we opened in 2017. We've been doing these workshops called building a legacy, creating generational wealth. A lot of people that know me, they attended the workshop. We had Daniel Harvey speak at one of our workshops. He created Bragg, and we just try to educate people. And none of these workshops we try to sell you on anything. So it's just all about the education that's important to us, and we care about what we do.
Okay. Can you, so when I hear wealth, right, in my experience, when I hear about wealth, I do often hear about insurance and the importance of insurance. So can you help us understand the correlation between the wealth and the insurance?
Okay, well, just like I said, to protect your assets, you want to get insurance. So to keep increasing your wealth, you want to get the proper insurance policies for that. So, and that's what it's all about, protecting your assets, protecting your money. So if you do have a huge financial loss, you don't have to worry about pulling money from your savings account, taking money, equity from your assets. So in the process of you building wealth and maintaining your wealth, insurance is definitely going to help you, do that.
Okay. So in my experience, again, right, I hear about like generally two types or versions of insurance, right? You hear
Mhm.
about term and whole. Am I saying that correctly?
Okay, yes.
Can you help me? Can you help us understand what that is? What's the difference? Pros and cons? Is one bad, one good? Like, what is your perspective on that?
Okay, so in regards to life insurance, so no one is ever bad. It all just depends on your situation. For example, someone who has kids, they may want to get, they may want to get term insurance because it is cheaper than whole life. The only thing is that it expires after a while. So you can get like a 10-year term. It's going to cover you for 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's a great policy to have, but it's for those who may have need a lot of coverage, and they don't have the money to pay for how much it would cost to get that coverage if it was whole life, because whole life is a little bit more. It's going to protect you all the way up into your whole life pretty much, which is age 100. And then you have some other policies, insurance policies that cover you up to age 121. But I would never say one is bad over the other. And I don't know why people do this, because like I said, it depends on your situation. It depends on what you can afford. So yeah, it just depends on your situation. Term insurance doesn't have some of the benefits that whole life has, as far as the cash accumulation. Right now, we are discussing index universal life insurance, which is also permanent insurance, goes up to age 121. But with index universal life insurance, you earn way more interest than you do a whole life. Whole life is currently, due to the increase in rates and so forth, probably at 3-4% right now, probably somewhere around 3%. Index universal life insurance is up to 10% in interest. Don't quote me on that, or even more, just based on a different credit strategy that you choose. So if you want to look at insurance, if you want to build your wealth, if you want to build money within your policy, then I would say look at whole life. Specifically, look at universal life insurance, index ULs. And that's something that we're educating people on at this time.
Thank you, Carla. Let's see. I want to ask you, do you read books? Would you
I
recommend
do
any?
read books.
Okay, so I want to ask you, I want to ask for your recommendation on some books.
Okay.
Tell us three books that you recommend to the audience and why you would recommend those books.
Okay.
Let's try to go ahead. You got something in mind? Go ahead.
No,
I'm
I'm
hearing.
sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one that I would recommend is a personal favorite of mine, and I do need to get back into the, reading the books. But it's called Black Fortunes. Unfortunately, I can't think of the author. I'm actually about to read it again for the fourth time. My ancestors inspire me. They motivate me. On top of God, they also give me the strength to keep going because the things that they've been through and having their resilience and the courage to keep sacrificing their life for freedom and for so forth. I find that very empowering. So it's called Fortunes, and it talks about the first Black millionaires to become millionaires. It's great. It's awesome stories. I love it. The other one that I would highly recommend for business is the E-Myth Revisited. I can read that book all many, many times because it discusses, as a business owner, how you have to be three heads in your business. You have to be the technical worker, you have to be the manager, and you also have to be the entrepreneur, which is the visionary. The manager handles the manager looks at the past, and the technical work focuses on the present, and the entrepreneur looks into the future. So those are all things, if you want to grow within your business and so forth, those are things that you want to look out for. Those are things that you want to be mindful of. Now, a third book. I need to get back to reading, Jerome. I ain't even going to lie. I can't think of a third book. I just read this book from a woman, and it was called, she's on my Instagram. I follow her. It's named after her talking that she founded. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a great book, and it just talks about her first startup and the issues that she had as far as getting funding as a startup as a Black woman. And she's now grew so much in her business, but it's very encouraging and so forth to see her just being so transparent about her the beginning times of her just trying to get funding and all the experiences that she experienced. I sometimes read a lot of fiction books. I try not to read too business books because I think as long as you keep God first, and as far as as long as you do things with love and focus on what matters, then you're going to do good in business. So I read a fiction book in the past about love and Yeah, but I do want to get back to reading Black Fortunes, but I highly recommend E-Myth Revisited. Um, Highly recommend it because a lot of business owners lose their way, and that will help you with, staying focused on what you need to be focused on.
Yeah, I love that book. I have the audio. I don't have the physical. You reminded me. I'll get that today.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. What? Tell me about the biggest challenge you're facing currently in your business and what you're doing to overcome that challenge.
Okay, so to be honest, I'm not really facing any challenges at this time. Just kind of just being transparent with you all. Some challenges that I do face sometimes is staying on top of the industry. My agency, we primarily do property insurance, but I understand how important life insurance is. So when it came, term insurance, whole life insurance, that's easy. I already understand that. I've been doing that for a while. But when it came to me really trying to understand this index universal life insurance policy so I can better
What is
educate my.
that?
So index universal life insurance, it is, like I said, permanent life insurance where your money is credited by the stock market. Your money isn't put into the stock market, but it's just credited on how the stock market performs. And a lot of wealthy people, a lot of smart people, a lot of rich people are using that as an investment tool. It's a safe investment. It has a 0% floor. That means if the stock market crumbles and goes into the negative, then you won't lose any money based on the stock market because you have a 0% floor. That means that you don't earn any less than 0%. And it's just a great way in which people are building wealth right now. It's a policy that I have. And, it was in Forbes. It was an article in Forbes about how index universal life insurance is now replacing 401ks. Because, like I said, it's a safe investment. You have your risky investments, you have your safe investments, you have your mid investments. We don't like to use the term investment when talking about life insurance, but for those that want to build cash and they want to build cash fast, then this is something, as well as having life insurance death benefit. This is something that we're definitely, talking to our clients about.
Thank you. Can you tell me more about like property insurance? Like what
Sure.
are like get your perspective on that because it's like super relevant to us. All of it is relevant, but
Right.
people are here for the real estate stuff. So tell me more about property insurance.
Yes. So property insurance. Well, what I see a lot of is like a landlord, because we do a lot. We work a lot with landlords, and I see them under insuring their properties like all the time. Say if they buy a property for like 80,000, they're like, oh, can I just get coverage for like 150,000? It's like, okay, but if the building burns down to the ground, it's going to cost more than $150,000 to rebuild it. And when with some companies, when you underinsure yourself, then you also have to pay a co-insurance. So you're taking in more of the risk as well as paying a deductible. I won't confuse with that. But yeah, property insurance, if you have a mortgage, you need property insurance. If you don't have a mortgage, you're not required to have property insurance, but you should still have it because, when we talk about wealth and, when we talk about building wealth, it all comes down, protect your liability, protect your ASS. Okay. Now, for people that reside in Philadelphia, Philly is a litigious state, which means people are trying to sue you left and right. So if anything, for anything that you get insurance for, at least get it to cover your liability. And that's if someone comes onto your property and is injured and wants to sue you, then you have liability insurance. So you don't have to, so they can't sue you and start taking your personal assets. They just sue you. And if you have the proper insurance coverage, then the insurance company will pay for, those medical payments. If that person has time out of work, so forth, they're paid for those things. Yeah, so that's pretty much property insurance is pretty simple. Um, There's a lot of old properties built in like 1900s, 1925, that have like a lot of bad, a lot of old piping, electrical, so forth. If anything, get those things updated if you can. But yeah, property insurance. I mean, I could, we'll be doing a workshop soon, talking about understanding your homeowner's insurance, because we are approaching March, which is the beginning of the home buying season. So we will be educating more people about homeowners insurance, property insurance and everything like that.
Thank you. Do you do like short-term rental insurance?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, I want to try to get it wrapped up. I want to be more respectful of your time. So I have a segment called the closing table, and the closing table means we're going to close it out, and it's relevant to real estate, right? You know what that is, right? Closing table. So
Okay.
the closing table, I like to ask a few questions. One of the questions I will ask you, these are bonus questions. The first bonus question I have for you is, how can someone add immediate value to you or your business?
Um, well, I mean, with all the suggestions that you're giving me, I think you're a very valuable person, Jerome, and people don't know about you. They should definitely check you out, because you've given me a lot of great suggestions and advice for free, that really have helped me with my social media presence. So I thank you so much for that. So y'all definitely check out Jerome Lewis. He knows what he's talking about. And another way someone can add value to my business is I don't know. I'll just take it as it
Uh, give,
comes.
no,
Mhm.
no. You got to give us an answer. So
Oh,
the reason I set this up like this is because I want to know how I can add value to people, and I
mhm.
also want the audience to know, instead of just coming and say, "Hey, can I pick your brain?" They need to be
Right,
thinking about a way they can add value to the person that they're going to come to,
right.
right? So
Well, you know what? Okay, I can answer that question now. So it's not about adding, at this time, I can't think of how someone can add value to me, but it's about adding value to my clients and to my customers. So, we send out our
to
monthly
your
news.
business,
Correct. Yeah. Well,
so
yeah.
to you or your business.
To the insurance agency, because I got two now. I'm hard
Mhm.
work. I got a lot of ambition and got a lot of fire. I'm a tiger and a Capricorn. But I would just say this. We send out a monthly newsletters, which goes out to over 600 people every month. We have a average of a 34% open rate. So if you want to add value to me, it's adding value to my clients and my customers, educating on, and it doesn't always have to be insurance until educating them on anything that relates to your industry, because we have types of people, right? Our emails go out to landlords, property owners, business owners, all types of people. So it's about basically just you adding value to my clients by giving me information that I can maybe put in my newsletter, to educate them on any particular products or services that you offer, and not selling them. So say, for example, if you're an inspector, write a piece that I can put in my newsletter, which talks about things that people should be mindful of, or experiences that you've encountered that people should be mindful of in the inspection process. Not trying to sell yourself, but, leave your contact information. If people are interested, they contact you, or if you have a service, provide, I offer this service, Eley insurance clients can get 10% off. If you have a workshop coming up, let me know so I can include in my newsletter so I can educate people. If you have a job opening, let me know so I can include in my newsletter so I can let the people know. It's not all about insurance. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so how about this? I asked them those questions selfishly because I want to add value,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask you the other one anyway, even though you stumbled with that one. But here's what I'll do: we'll take this podcast, right, and we'll turn it into something that we can put in your newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll
Well,
take
you know
this,
what
we'll
I
get
want
it.
to do? I also
Huh?
I want to share it on my Facebook page. That'd be great if I can share it on my Facebook page. That's what I would love to do. Share it on both of
Okay.
my Facebook pages. So
Yeah,
I
so
do.
let's do that. I'll add value that way. That's a contribution to your newsletter. And in the future, I'll think about or figure out like an article that I have that I can send to you and you can write up. Now, the next question is very similar. How can someone add long-term value to your business? Long-term value.
Long-term value. Um, uh, well, on the insurance, well, long-term value. Just so right now, just focusing on right now, I'm just focusing on working, eventually, bringing on another contractor to help with coding. Um, in the future, bringing on a service person. I thank God my business is not really that service entailed. So it's not really too much of a need to have a service person. I feel like my clients like when I pick up the phone and, I'm able to build those relationships with them. But eventually I know I'm going to have to step out of that role. Eventually, I don't know. I may never. I may always be the person that answers the phone.
Okay.
But long-term value, just if anybody could just, can give me any suggestions or advice when it comes to any of my businesses. The
Okay.
insurance side, if anything, is the online boutique that is a new industry for me, new baby, still trying to grow this baby to where it can learn to walk on its own and take care of itself on its own.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
put that in your newsletter?
No, I did
Should.
the L Tuck.
Yes.
I did at one time. Maybe yeah.
You should put it in your newsletter. So that's like immediate value that brings attention and stuff to your and it doesn't have to be super relevant, just like you just told us. They know
Mhm.
Carla, so they might want to do business with Carla. So put that in there. Another piece of advice I gave, I was on your live messing with you, right? And
Mhm.
then I went back to go check it and it was gone. Don't delete your lives.
No, you know why I did it? Because people see the live and they want to be like, you know what, I'll catch it later. Like, no, you need to catch it when
Don't
it's live.
delete your lives.
Okay.
All right, don't delete them. All right. So, the how can we
Yeah,
find
it's just private, so maybe I'll turn it,
how
I
can we find out more about you online?
Yep. So you can go on to my Instagram, which is what's in store. Couldn't add the RE. Somebody already took it, but it's what's I.
Oh,
Okay, so WHATSINSTO.
all
I
right.
can't.
And
I haven't thought of another name yet. So
how do we find out about your insurance business online?
yeah. So you can go on Instagram at Eley Insurance. You can go on to our website at eleyinsurance.com and it has all of our social media links. So you can
Okay.
follow.
Thank you. We have so normally people close out their podcast, they like leave us with a closing statement. I had a guest on, her name's Dewan. Dewan was like, I don't give people the opportunity to do statements because sometimes people talk too much. So
Wow.
she's like, what I do is I give them a closing word. So I'm gonna
Okay.
pose that to you. Leave us with one word, close us out with one word.
Keep going and keep God
That is
first.
not one word.
One word.
One
Whoa.
word.
Go.
Go. Okay. Now tell me why you picked go.
Don't think, just go.
Just go. Okay.
Do it.
All right. All right, perfect. Carla, I appreciate you so much. It is time to wrap up. It's 11:41. Can you stay on for 2 minutes after we end here?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Carla.
All right. Thank you, Jerome.